Me and Tracy have come here today to answer some questions, but more importantly, we've also come here to debunk some myths and misconceptions, because it seems to be, I don't know, the CITB advisors are in a roundabout way classed as taxman. They feel that they're there to take something from you as opposed to what they're actually there for, which is to give and support you. So, Tracy, is the CITB just another form of tax?
No, not at all. I mean, for the majority of small businesses, you won't even pay any levy. I mean, maybe some of the bigger construction firms may feel like it's a bit of another tax, because they've probably got millions and millions to pay in it, but certainly not for small businesses.
But do you not feel that those bigger companies, they're the ones that use the majority of obviously the skills and training fund and pots of money anyway to train up their apprentices and their staff? So they're putting in what they're taking out, to be fair.
Well, exactly. I mean, they might feel like they're paying out and putting a lot in, but they still get a lot back out from it too.
Yeah.
Plus, we have to remember, the bigger companies fall under the Industrial Training Act and what have you. So, they are the duty bound. They don't have a choice. They have to register with CITB. That's part of the deal of being a large construction firm, because construction is the largest sort of employing sector in the UK.
Yeah. So Tracy, the one thing that you've heard and I've heard quite a few times is CITB want to know everything about your business. They want to know everything. They want tax returns. They want everything. Is that the case?
No, not at all. You submit a levy return once a year where you detail to them what you've paid out in wages. That's pretty much it. The only other thing they might ask you for is occasionally when you've applied for funding, they will do random audits. So they will come back to you after you've completed your project, and they might say to you, I need to see some evidence that you was employing this person that you sent on this course at this time. And they may ask for that occasionally. But other than that, that's it. They don't want to know everything at all. They just and if the advisors are asking you questions and things, it's because they want to find out more about you so that they know how better to support you.
Absolutely, I think that's great, because again, there's just this misconception of the actual CITB staff, advisors, and everything else. Another thing as well that I hear is that if you get involved with CITB, there's just so much paperwork and just so much online work that you have to do to actually be a member.
No, there's not loads of paperwork. I mean, I guess that's why people say, oh, there's catches with everything. You have to do a levy return once a year. That's a bit of paperwork. If you want to apply for funding and grants and things, there's usually some form to fill in to go along with it. So there's a bit of paperwork, but there's nothing major. I mean, doing your own tax returns far more complicated than doing anything I've ever had to look at for CITB. So it really is quite simple, really. It just probably seems a bit off-putting at first, but
Yeah.
it's very easy.
And that's what the advisors are in place for. And every advisor, no matter where you live, there is an advisor in your area. And again, if you want more help with that, then we've obviously got their mobile numbers, their emails. We can help you with that. Again, another one that we get a lot is for you to access, obviously, financial help, skills and training fund, grants, everything else. You've got to be a big company. You've got to have loads of staff. Is that the case? Do I need to have a lot of staff before I can actually get any financial support from these guys?
No, and they've just recently, as we have discussed before, they've just recently extended the criteria for skills and training funds. So you can actually be a sole trader now, who employs as little as one subby, and you would still be eligible for funding.
Yeah, but come on, Tracy, that funding, it's kind of like a loan. Everybody tells me we have to give that money back eventually.
No, they are genuine training grants. The CITB is linked. It is an organisation. It's sponsored by the Department for Education, so they are in a way, might not be the quite right terminology, but they are, held accountable to the government. Um, it is their job to give out training grants and give money to employers and make sure that the biggest industry that's in the UK is supported and trained and able to do their jobs. Um, the only time they might ask for their money back ever was if you've not genuinely spent it once you've already received it. But there's always going to be little checks like that, as long as you've legitimately done what you claim the money for. You've got no worries whatsoever.
Yeah, but come on, seriously, what's the catch? This just sounds too good to be true. So, come on, what's the catch? There's got to be a catch. You can't just access this money to upskill your business without obviously a catch. Come on.
Well, I guess the catch is the paperwork, because no one likes doing it, but that literally is really the only catch, is a bit of admin. Um, and I would say always do your admin on time. So when they're chasing you each year to do your levy return, make sure you do it as soon as they email you and ask you to, because if you don't, your grants stop. So, I mean, you don't get fined or anything like that for not submitting it on time. It's not like doing a late tax return or anything.
Yeah.
Um, but if you've got people planned to go on courses and you're due to receive grant back for that, and you've not done your levy return, you won't get them grants. So all I'd say is the catch is there's a bit of paperwork and you need to be timely with it. But that's it. Honestly, that's it.
I mean, that is it. I mean, I've dealt with the CITB now for a few years since we learned about this. We've used the CITB Skills and Training Fund in different ways to obviously upskill our business. And I did it purposely for 12 months before we actually started talking about it in the academy, just to make sure that there was no catch, there is no catch. And the more I get involved with CITB, and especially the advisors, the better it gets, the more offering they have, the more support they give. Um, it's just a win-win. And I really want to upskill my business. I want my business to be successful. I want to be dipping into all the latest training courses that are even there that can upskill my business. So, guys, any questions, any myths, anything, just ask us. We will find out. But so far, this is literally too good to be true. It is really, really good. So if you want anything, reach out to myself, Tracy. We will endeavor to do our best. But again, reach out to your advisor. It's what they're there for. So again, Tracy, thank you very much for spending the time to go through some of this with me. And guys, get involved. Yeah, I can't say any more than that. Cool. Thanks again, Tracy.
All right. Thanks.